Hi everyone. My name is actually Callingbull. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Enoch, Alberta. It's a reserve just outside of Edmonton. Does anyone know where that is? A couple people? Okay. I'm going to tell you a simplified version of my life story. Very short and sweet. I grew up in Enoch, Alberta. I do live a very traditional lifestyle. My grandparents are medicine women, so I live like the sweat life, everything like that, and I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I wasn't raised that way, and I've always been taught to be grateful for everything I have. So I have been. And when I was about 5 years old, after living in Enoch, me and my mom moved to Hohima, which is another reserve, like an hour away from Edmonton. You guys know where that is, right? But I lived in Samson, and I lived a really hard life. We lived in poverty. We didn't live with a very good man. He promised the world for us, and that he would take care of us, and he'd be a father figure to me. We lived in poverty. It was really bad to the point where me and my mom had to go pick bottles and cans and bring them into the bottle depot so we could buy our groceries. And I remember, I never look at pierogies the same anymore because this is what we do. We buy a big bag of pierogies for the whole month, and I'd have 4 every night for supper, and my mom would have 3. So we were both really skinny. And she suffered a lot for me, and she drove back and forth to Enoch to work. And this whole time, I lived there for 4 years. This man, he was sexually and physically abusing me, so I was really messed up, and I was only 5 when I started. And I went to Pinoka Elementary School. There was only 4 Native kids there. And a lot of the kids picked on us because we were brown, we were apparently dirty. They made fun of us from where we came from, the bus that we got off. So I was really discriminated against being there, and I didn't have really good self-esteem because of everything that was going on at home. So I had a really tough childhood. I felt like I didn't really have one, and I'd be going to school with bruises and stuff, and it was really sad because, if you're in a small town like Pinoka, everyone knows each other. If you're on a reserve, everybody knows each other, and people know what's going on at home. People know each other. So when I go to school, kids would be making fun of me for what was going on at home, so it made me even more upset. And I remember another sad story. It's actually funny to me now. I can look back and laugh at these things because I've grown from it and things have gotten better. Me and my mom, for school shopping, we'd go to Valley Village, and I got these $2 shoes, and they were just like my pride and joy. And when you go to school and you put your shoes on the rack and you leave them there until the end of the day. When I came back at the end of the day, my shoes were gone, and I was like destroyed inside. I was like crying. I went home like shoeless, just socks, and just crying when I got off the bus. And my mom was like, "Where's your shoes?" And I was like, "Somebody stole my shoes." And I was crying, and my mom was so sad, and we couldn't really afford any, so I had to go look in the lost and found for some shoes. But this whole time, my mom was working really hard, working more than one job, and I wanted to really dance ballet. It was very artistic. So I got into a ballet school, and it was cheap. It wasn't expensive, but I was a really gifted dancer. So my mom pulled in even more and more money, but how I would get my ballet clothes and stuff, I'd be, lost and found. So I was made fun of a lot, and my self-esteem was so low, but it felt like dancing and like acting and all that stuff, it lifted my spirits. And I love acting. That's another passion of mine. I really liked it when I first started when I was a little girl because I felt like I could be someone other than myself because I didn't have a good life. I felt like, wow, I could be anyone I want when I act because I didn't want to be myself. But after those 4 hard years, my mom found out what happened and we got away. We moved back to Enoch and I lived with my grandparents. And then I had to go through the whole court thing, like for years. And this man, he had a daughter with my mom, And he tried to stay in communication with us all the time, so it made my life even more of a living hell. But I was really messed up over it. I had to go through a lot of therapy, and I was really an emotional wreck, and I couldn't really communicate with people. But I was really good in school. It felt like it was just me against the world with school. And I thought, wow, I don't want to live this life anymore. I feel like everyone was stealing everything away from me. My innocence was stolen from me. And with school, when I went to school, I was like, wow, I see all these successful people. I want to be like that. I'm going to kick my ass in school and get like a good degree and get a good job. And when I was a little kid, when I moved back to Enoch, in grade 4, I came back. I was about 10 years old, and they skipped me up 2 grades in one day because they said I was too advanced. So I continued school, and when I got to high school, I was about 13 years old, but I never told any of my friends because, you know, who wants to hang out with a 13-year-old in grade 10? So I really pushed myself, and I was kind of a loner. Well, I was a loner, and I joined like drama, everything. It was my passion. But another passion of mine is science. Does anyone like science? What about physics? Physics? Anybody? A couple people? Okay. Well, I love physics, and I loved it in high school. And I graduated high school when I was 16 years old, young, just like Alika. And I went to NAET. It's the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, and I graduated there with an aviation diploma, so I can fly planes because that was my dream, was to be a pilot, and it still is. But you know, it's like $60,000 a semester to go to like flight school. But I'll tell you more about it later. I have a sponsor who I met along the way, along my travel school, sponsoring me for like school whenever I decided to go. But when I was done there, I came here to Mount Royal like a couple years ago, and I started doing my drama and physics degree. But then I moved over to Concordia University. It's in Edmonton. I'm a double major, so I major in physics and drama, and I have a minor in English literature. It's like a really weird combo, but I love it. It's like really bizarre. But you know, I still feel kind of offended because I'm Native. There's like a stereotype that they don't expect me to like be getting like a physics degree. So when I went to Concordia, they automatically thought, oh, Native studies? And I'm like, excuse me? No, physics. And they're like, really, are you sure? You don't want to have Native studies in there? And I'm like, you know, I can do anything I want. I can do whatever I want. You know, I can do the same things you do. And it's really sad because, like, I'll talk about more stereotypes later, but it's sad that people don't expect me to be there. It's really sad, but I was proving everyone wrong. And I'm on my last year because I'm on an accelerated program, so I'll be getting my degree in June, yeah. And my dream, I already got offered a scholarship to go to Caltech. It's a really good school in California. It's one of the best physics schools to go to if I want to get my master's in astrophysics, because I want to be an astrophysicist. It's like my dream. Do you guys know what that is?
I know it's really hard.
It's really hard. You know, I hate math with a passion, but with physics, it makes sense. I love it. And I'm usually like the only girl in all of my classes too. There's just nothing but guys in there. But that's my education so far. It's really, really hard, but you know, I'm kicking my ass because I don't want to be living the life I had. Like I keep looking back and thinking, you know, God, it was so bad. But you can only get better.